joined by the head coach of the Bulldogs, Andy Bronkema, after an 86-55 win over Purdue Northwest. Coach, congrats on the win. One of those games where it was kind of a defensive battle early on, but you certainly got it rolling, especially here in the second half offensively.
Well, three of the first four possessions of the game, they scored, and they got where they wanted to on the floor. So after that, we played good defense. They were playing good defense. Really made us settle for, some early threes that were decent, but maybe we should take later in the clock. And, we didn't shoot it well from the three-point line tonight. But what we did do well is play defense. And we did it for, like I said, after the first 2 minutes of the game, we did it for 38 minutes, as hard as we have all year. So that was good. We were focused. It was group effort. And our rebounding was outstanding, too. So those two things carried us through, made a few shots, got a couple fast break buckets, and it was a big victory for us.
Obviously, here in the second half, 54 points, and really got some different players involved in the scoring. Nice to have Donovan Brown-Boyd kind of back in the lineup over the last few games.
Yeah, it's nice to have him back. I mean, he was a big recruit for us, and but injuries are part of the game, and they stink for the individuals, and they stink for the team too. But when you're hurt, you just got to do what you can to come back. And our guys that are hurt or injured this year or over the years, they do a great job of encouraging their teammates and take on their new role of trying to get healthy. So having him back in the lineup is big because he can stretch the floor, he can really shoot it, and I think he's going to have even better games coming up. And that's his third game back, and it's great to have him back. That's what we envisioned all year, right?
Talk about the play on the inside. Obviously, Nate Clairbout, Reese Hazelton, Owen Hardy certainly made it tough. Contested shots underneath on the inside for you.
Yeah, protecting the rim, but really covering the ball screens and being two places at once. It's not an easy job. A little easier when the guards get through it with some energy, which we did a bunch of times tonight too. So, like I said, those are all defensive effort things that you work on in practice and you try to hold the guys accountable to. But when the bigs are clogging up the lane and in the right position, and then everybody's rotating around them, those guys can protect the rim, and they did that tonight. And there's even, I think there's 7 blocks here, but there's a lot more wall ups and altered shots, and they were really good.
How important was it to have a strong defensive performance? They obviously had put up 100 points in their most recent game, and a team that's been one of the higher scoring teams over the years in the GLIAC.
Yeah, no question. And they hit 13 threes on us at their place, so cut that in half. That was big too, and they're powerful offensively. They got talented players that are used to scoring. Transfers that are putting up big numbers that are coming into their system, and they spread the floor well, and they got some pick and pop bigs. It's like every other team, that has elements of power and a system that can really get you if you're not focused or tuned in, and sometimes it gets you even if you are tuned in, because when guys are rolling, they're rolling. But tonight, the theme was defense and rebounding for us. That's what won us the game. And then we got out on the break a little bit in the second half with some offense. But that I was proud of that, especially when we weren't hitting any shots in the first half. Typically you would let that deflate you a little bit. But I didn't see any of that. And I commented that on to the guys at halftime and said, hey, the thing I like the most is our intensity on defense hasn't dropped, even though we haven't hit very many shots. And that's a sign of maturity, so that's good too.
Obviously Saturday, another big game coming up against Parkside. Kind of nice to be back at home here after playing 4 straight on the road coming into this weekend. It
was good, and I thought, I really thought the crowd, there was a couple dead moments, but there was a couple big moments where they got loud and we went on little runs, and it helped us. And I also, for some reason, just noticed a couple appreciation cheers. When we really made great rotations on defense, or we made a big block, or some educated fans where they knew that was important and they knew that was a pretty impressive thing to do outside of just making a shot and cheering for a shot. So it's great to be at home. It's great to be in Wink Arena. We want to sell this thing out. It's 2,400. Got plenty of people, plenty of students here. Let's pack out Wink here for Saturday, and then hopefully we can finish strong and get a home GLIAC tournament game. That would be great for this team.
Obviously a big game on Saturday against Parkside, and a big day for your seniors. Senior day coming up, and 5 seniors that you'll have a chance to kind of honor and recognize before the game.
Yeah, I just briefly started looking at some of the accomplishments that those guys have had in their career, and it's flooring. I mean, honestly, they're in the record books all over the place, and the things that they have done for me and the program are outstanding. And it's just a long career of dedicated, focused effort on trying to be their best, failing some along their way and having some success. But it'll be fun to honor those guys. We added Kenny into the group. He got hurt. But what a great guy he is. I mean, still bringing a positive spirit in what's a really, unfortunate situation where he had 1 year left and he wanted to join the group, and certainly helped us with our record early on. But, he's in a tough spot personally, so we're honoring him, and we should honor him because he's an outstanding young man with a lot of high character. And that doesn't show up in the box score that we stare at all the time, but it shows up in practice. So we're in practice yesterday working some half-court offense. Kenny's at half-court. He's got his knees bent. He's down, and he's coaching people up with some positivity, and that wears off. And positivity, spreads just like negativity. So, proud of him. We're honoring him with a great group that's coming through. And, they've done a lot for us.
Coach, thanks for the time. Congrats on the win, and we'll catch up with you again on Saturday.
Thanks, guys.